With everything you need to know from the world of poker in just 30 minutes, there's only one place to be. This is the Poker Player Show. Welcome to the brand new Poker Player Show, the show that brings you the latest news, views and reviews from across Planet Poker. Each month we'll be taking our cameras to the biggest events, interviewing the biggest names in the game and giving you the best strategy advice around. And we'll also be joined in the studio by an elite special guest. And this month is no exception as we welcome along the man who won the 2008 Irish Open, picking up a cool €800,000. And more recently, the winner of the Grosvenor UK Poker Tour main event in Luton. It's Neil Channing.
Cheers.
But first, let's see what's coming up on today's show. This month on the Poker Player Show, we have a date with Annette Obrestad. We take a look around the inaugural London Poker Festival. We'll be catching up with Neil as he answers your questions on how to play a better game. And we'll be taking a look ahead to some of the big poker events coming your way later this year. But before all that, let's get up to date with the latest poker news. Jake Cody used the World Poker Tour to once again showcase his skills as he took down the first ever WPT London. In what turned out to be the final hand, Cody and his opponent Nicholas Matson went all in. Cody's pocket queens ended up holding up against Matson's ace queen. The victory earned him first prize of $273,783, as well as his first WPT bracelet. He now has an EPT and WPT title this year, and there is no doubt that Cody will now be looking to obtain the treble by winning a coveted WSOP bracelet. After 6,820 hands and almost $692,000 of Tom Dwan's money going to his opponent, it's safe to say that the Durr Challenge 2 is well and truly underway. Dan Jungleman 12 Cates has managed to open up a massive lead on Dwan after only 4 sessions. With so many hands played in such a short space of time, it seems that this new challenge will be more successful than the one against Patrick Antonius, which after 20 months is still more than 10,000 hands away from completion. However, with television and tournament commitments looming, it could be a couple of weeks before they get back to the tables. Phil Lack took down the first bracelet at this year's World Series of Poker Europe. The Unabomber amazingly took down his first ever WSOP bracelet, and he won $270,000 in the six-handed no-limit Hold'em Championship. In the second event, Jeff Lissandro won his 5th WSOP bracelet in the pot limit Omaha event. The controversial figure has now won 4 bracelets in the last 15 months, a feat that no other player has achieved in such a short period of time. He now places 12th on the all-time WSOP bracelet winners list, alongside players like Scotty Newen, Alan Cunningham, Chris Jesus Ferguson and Stu Ungar. He won $248,500 for his latest victory. She broke onto the world poker scene in dramatic style, winning the first ever World Series of Poker Europe main event at the tender age of 18. Now 3 years on, she's a millionaire, has recently signed to Full Tilt as a pro, and this summer was finally old enough to play the big one in Las Vegas. I'm of course talking about Annette Obrestad, and we were lucky enough to grab a few minutes with her at this year's World Series of Poker Europe. On September the 17th, 2007, the day before her 19th birthday, Annette Obrestad, an unknown from Norway, beat John Tabatabai heads up to win the first ever World Series of Poker Europe main event. The £1 million prize catapulted her to the top of the Norwegian poker earnings list, breaking Annie Duke's record for the largest single event win by a woman. It's her biggest success to date in an already burgeoning career, and one for which she obviously holds a deep affection.
Well, obviously, it's a very special place for me. It's always going to be like that. But on the other hand, you know, it is just another tournament, and you got to treat it as one. Because I don't go into this thinking, oh my God, I won it once, I can do it again. Because I know how much variance there is in tournaments. And it's just really hard to, like, especially do well in a tournament that you already won. Because I feel like people are, you know, putting a lot of pressure on you, and, you know, they try harder to not make you win again. I got a really fun table. It's like the guy to my left, I just kept taking his chips, kind of, and then I felt bad, and he wanted me to drink, so I'm like, all right, since I took your chips, I'll drink with you. It's awesome. It's six-handed, a lot of action. enough chips that you can make some plays and stuff. Yeah, I'm having a really good time.
So what seat are you in?
I'm in that seat.
And Matt's how's he?
He's always fun to play with.
Yeah.
He's entertaining. He talks a lot. You know, he plays a solid game. So, I mean, I'm not really too scared of him because he's not the type who's gonna, you know, like make big moves and stuff. But you also got to be careful when he's in the pot because he usually has a good hand. I love London. I actually planned to move here like a few years ago for tax reasons. And then it just sort of didn't happen because I was lazy and didn't know where to start because, you know, moving to a different country is always hard and you don't really know where to begin and who to contact and what to do. So I didn't do that, and then I went to Vegas and I got an apartment there, which was something I did not expect to happen because I was just, you know, walking around with a friend of mine and he was looking for a new place to live. So, you know, we looked at a few apartments and I was sold when I saw one of them and I just took it on the spot.
How's your year been so far up to this point?
My year's been pretty good, actually. I can't really complain. Yeah, my series wasn't the best, but I still had some decent results, made a few final tables, won a tournament at Aussie Millions. And, you know, I'm up a lot of money, so yeah, I've had a good year.
Annette Obrestad there. So, Neil, she's a formidable opponent online. She's got a WSOP bracelet. What do you make of Annette?
Well, she's incredible, isn't she? It's funny because she's only, she's only not quite 22, and you know, we think of her as being around for a long time now. She's a bit of a veteran. People sort of start. I heard someone say, "Oh, she was one of the best players never to win an actual World Series bracelet in Vegas," and she's only been there once. She's amazing.
And what do you make of her saying that she'd rather play Doyle Brunson than some of the top online players?
Yeah, well, I guess if she was just some young lad, you know, like a Justin Bonham or a Durr or somebody like that who said that, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But because she's kind of a little girl saying that, and Doyle Brunson's obviously a legend, that was quite controversial. But I don't think it's a massively controversial viewpoint to just say that the online players of today are perhaps a bit better than the kind of old school dinosaurs like me. I don't know. I mean, Doyle's obviously a great player, but yeah, I sort of know what she's saying, and I think she came in for a bit of stick there, perhaps undeserved.